All right, so let's look at this. Black student called Cotton Picker kneeled on by peer, lawsuit says. I can't do it. What's not? Okay, yeah, you talking about the hood. Yeah, the hood is definitely not the same. I'm blessed with great neighbors left and right. We look out for one another. I wish I had a support circle like that. I'm just blessed that I ran into Terry. She has really kept my mind off of a lot of what's going on for me this month. So thank you again, Terry. So a family has filed a civil rights lawsuit alleging that why the hell is it here? Massachusetts school district didn't do enough to protect a black student who was harassed and bullied per WBZ. According to the lawsuit filed with the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights, a 14-year-old student was called a cotton picker by a peer last December at Amos Lawrence Middle School of the Brookline Schools. Good grief. Brookline is not the hood. I can safely say that much. It is not the hood. In another instance, a peer kneeled on the black student's neck after he tripped and fell on the ground, according to the lawsuit. The suit states the peer jeered George Floyd during the incident. The eighth grader's parents said Brookline school officials failed to help their child. All we wanted to do was to give our son opportunities we didn't have, the child's father, Ricardo, said. I really just wanted and truly believe that humanity exists, like caring about people, checking in on them. And that's what I wanted them to do for my son. By not checking in on him, you are saying a lot, the student's mom added. The family alleged that they reached out to the school and district officials to facilitate meetings with the parents of the officials involved, to no avail. If my son had done something even remotely close to what had happened, he would have been expelled. God knows he probably would have been in juvenile detention right now, depending on the circumstances, Ricardo said. What I was more surprised about is the fact that they are very nonchalant about the whole thing. And that is another reason why I carry a baseball bat in my car and a taser on my backpack, And I'm telling you right now, y'all come at me. Don't you touch me, damn it. I say it all the time. Stay in your lane and stay the fuck away from me. Mind your own damn business and we will have world peace. That's ignorant. That's some ignorant shit there. That's all I can say. Y'all need to stop this bullshit, because that shouldn't happen. And somebody will teach that little boy how to fight. Because seriously, you got people doing that shit to you. You need to learn how to fight, little boy. You ain't got no excuse. You young and you got muscles. Go work the muscles out. Protect yourself, because it look like ain't nobody else gonna be able to do it. Not in that area anyways. Whoo, Lord. But anyways, we got a little bit more fuckery, and then we gonna get into some comeuppance. I got a few comeuppance stories. So let's go.
Emotional content.
Nowadays, only the blood Jesus can protect us anymore. I be begging for it every week, and I'm begging for it tonight because, oh my goodness, them people gonna try and use me again like a piece of equipment, and I ain't gonna let it happen. Damn it, my body is broken up enough, and especially when I'm trying to procreate, if possible. But first, the roof over my head. So Black and other minority farmers are receiving $2 billion in direct payments for the federal government after facing years of discrimination, the Associated Press reports. Let me see. Let me put that up there. Okay. According to the USDA, over 23,000 farmers were approved to receive payments ranging from $10,000 to $500,000. Another 20,000 people who planned to start a farm but were denied a USDA loan received payments between $3,500 and $6,000 or $6,000. 5,000. No, it doesn't sound right. Anyways, the payments come after a long history of the USDA refusing to process loans from Black farmers, approving smaller loans compared to white farmers, and putting foreclosures on Black farmers quicker than their counterparts. In a statement, USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack said that the payment is not compensation for anyone's loss or the pain endured, but it's an acknowledgement by the department. National Black Farmers Association founder and president John Boyd Jr. said the aid is helpful, but only serves as a band-aid to a bigger problem. It's like putting a band-aid on somebody that needs open heart surgery, Boyd said. We want our land, and I want to be very, very clear about that. Boyd is still active in a federal lawsuit over 120% debt relief that was approved by Congress for Black farmers in 2021. $5 billion were allocated from the program in the $1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus package. And there's your inflation, y'all. However, Black farmers never received the money as white farmers filed several lawsuits claiming their constitutional rights were being violated because they were excluded from receiving aid. Congress later amended the law and offered financial help to a broader group of farmers, allocating $3.1 billion to help those struggling with the USDA-backed loans and $2.2 billion to pay farmers who the agency discriminated against. Good grief, y'all can't stop for complaining. Shit. How about this, y'all? How about you shut your little pale behinds up? Nobody's trying to discriminate about y'all. The fact is, you got your motherfucking loan. They never did. Okay? Shit. Always gotta have your damn hand out too. Sometimes put your hand in your pocket. How about that? Sometimes just put your goddamn hand in your pocket and shut the hell up and let a group of people finally get what's owed to them. Okay? Shit. The goddamn country done fucked up over so many damn races, and you guys can't shut the fuck up for 1 minute and let them do right. You need to stop it. You just need to fucking stop it. But anyways, this one I didn't find on the Black News, but I did find out, I did feel that this was a very important story to report. So if y'all will excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and talk to y'all about this one right here.
Emotional content.
So let me get the title up here. Appeals court, separate, distinct minority groups can't join together to claim vote dilution. What the fuck? So the court ruled on a redistricting case in Galveston County, Texas, where Black and Latino groups had joined to challenge district maps drawn by the county commission. You and your fucking loopholes, you assholes. I don't trust the government. So this was reported in New Orleans. Distinct minority groups cannot join together in coalition to claim their votes are diluted in redistricting cases under the Voting Rights Act. A divided federal appeals court ruled Thursday, acknowledging that it was reversing years of its own precedent. So let me get this damn straight. You put us under shit called BIPOC, which basically, you know, indignant. It makes Native Americans and Black people basically have gone through way more bullshit. And to put us all under the same umbrella, like we all suffered the same thing. Yeah, I don't understand how you can't let us go ahead then and join together to fight an injustice. It makes no sense. You just can't. What the fuck? It's all of this rules for thee, not for me. You assholes. Okay, then. How about this, white folks? We go and if you Irish, you cannot go against join together with a German motherfucker. How about that? Huh? Motherfuckers. We're all brown, real talk. Anyways, at issue was a redistricting case in Galveston County, Texas, where Black and Latino groups had joined to challenge district maps drawn by the county commission. A federal district judge had rejected the maps, saying they diluted minority strength. A 3-judge panel of the New Orleans-based 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals initially upheld the decision before the full court decided to reconsider the issue, resulting in Thursday's 12-6 decision. Judge Judith Jones, writing for the majority, said such challenges by minority coalitions do not comport with Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and are not supported by Supreme Court precedent. The decision reverses a 1988 Fifth Circuit decision and is likely to be appealed to the Supreme Court. Nowhere does Section 2 indicate that two minority groups may combine forces to pursue a vote dilution claim. Jones, nominated to the court by former President Ronald Reagan, who had Alzheimer's at the time, wrote on the contrary that the statute identifies the subject of a vote dilution claim as a class in a singular, not the plural. Lord Jesus. Jones was joined by 11 other nominees of the Republican president on the court. Dissenting were 5 members nominated by the Democratic presidents and 1 nominee of the Republican president. The Fifth Circuit reviews cases from federal district courts in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Today, the majority finally dismantled the effectiveness of the Voting Rights Act in this circuit, leaving 4 decades of en banc president flattened in its wake. Dissenting Judge Dana Douglas, nominated to the court by President Joe Biden, her dissented note that Galveston County figures predominantly in the nation's Juneteenth celebration, marking the date in 1865 when Union soldiers took soldiers told enslaved Black people in Galveston that they had been freed. To reach its conclusion, the majority must reject well-established methods of statutory interpretation, judging through hoops to find exceptions, Douglas wrote. So let me get this straight. You sit up there and you put us under one fucking title, minority or BIPOC, whatever the fuck you want to say. And when we finally get together and actually want to tell y'all about yourselves, all of a sudden we can't do that? Make it make sense. Y'all with these damn loopholes. Can I please see what the hell these judges look like? The ones that said that this was unconstitutional? Because this sounds like some bullshit. Did the Constitution not say that we were all supposed to be equal, even though it apparently didn't listen to itself for a few 500 years? I don't know. I don't know how many years it was. But honestly, your motherfucker signed that shit, but you didn't let us be free. How about that shit? Y'all get on my motherfucking nerves. Always talking about bring your tired, you're lonely, you're broken. But then you want to kick everybody the fuck out when they do bring their asses here. Or you want to make all these extra fucking rules and shit. It just gets on my damn nerves. That's what it gets on my damn nerves. Motherfuckers get on my last nerves. Anyway, so y'all remember when I reported about old boy that stole the bronze statue of Jackie Robinson, which I still don't understand what the purpose of that shit was. Well, they decided to put his ass in jail. So let's look at this. Kansas man sentenced to prison for stealing bronze Jackie Robinson statue. You got too much time on your hands, sir. Anyways, this was reported yesterday, Wichita, Kansas. The man who stole a bronze Jackie Robinson statue that was cut off at the ankles and found days later. You know, y'all motherfuckers always do that shit with statues because you did it in foreign countries and stole their ancient. Why don't you just take the whole damn foot, jackasses? That don't make sense. Anyways, the man stole, found days later smoldering in a trash can in a city park in Kansas, is going to spend about 15 years in prison. I hope it was worth it, you asshole. Although most of that time is related to a burglary that happened a few days after the January statue heist, judge sentenced Ricky Alderete on Friday on 3 different cases that he said in court stemmed from an addiction to fentanyl. Constitution was never meant for us. That is very true. Sad, but true. The League 42 Youth Baseball League plans to unveil a replacement statue of Robinson crafted from the original mold Monday at a park in Wichita, Kansas. The city was shocked when the statue was cut from its base in January, leaving only the statue's feet behind. The league that primarily serves low-income youth is named after Robinson's uniform number with the Brooklyn Dodgers, with whom he broke the major league's color barrier in 1947. Firefighters found burned remnants of the statue 5 days later while responding to a trash can fire at another park about 7 miles away. Alderete, or whatever the fucker's name is, pleaded guilty to the theft. He was sentenced to 18 months and ordering to pay $41,500 restitution for stealing the statue. He got the most time for an aggravated burglary that happened February 1st that carried a sentence of 13.5 years in prison. Real talk, why did you really have to tell us this shit? I would have been happy just knowing his ass was going to jail. I didn't need to know that because he did something that I personally feel was less than stealing that statue, he got more time. That shit just don't make sense. I'm telling you right now, all the fuckery, none of the calories. That's all I can say. All the fuckery, none of the calories. Whoo, woosah. Breathing. So, yeah, it's time for something educational. As you know, I have had my foot on the motherfuckers who are making the Project 2025. I got another story for y'all. So it's a little educational. So here goes my educational song. Here we go. Yo, so many, hey, so many, yo, so many, yo, so many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't got a lie, they know we the vibe, we live in proof. Young conscious, shoot my life a movie, I live in this booth. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only so you know we copping that coke. We on the roof smoking dope. Look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stove. Now we out here breaking the nose. It ain't shit you. So this is basically why I let y'all hear about the fuckery first before I go ahead and give you the better news. So here's the last fuckery, I hope. 60 years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Project 2025 aims to make white men victims and everyone else inferior. Been telling y'all this. So this was written on the 31st. I'm still getting into my deep dive, but I'm telling you what everybody else says. So what I tell you won't be shocking. Congress and Tim Burchett referred to Vice President Kamala Harris as a DEI hire. That was against Kamala Harris as a Negro, an N-word, but for everybody. In racially coded subtext suggesting that she is unqualified for her position because she is a woman of color, not only of a deeper and more, not only are the vice president's qualifications undeniable, but the slight is representative of a deeper and more organized, troubling attack on the very civil. I'm not looking at. Okay, there it is. Thank you. All right. So Harris is unquestionably qualified. Let's see here now. Oh, yes. Let me go back. Troubling attack on the civil rights protections that have created equal opportunities for all. Harris is unquestionably qualified. Attacks on her have been racist and sexist as her qualifications as a district attorney in California. She was also California Attorney General and U.S. Senator, to make it clear. But something more sinister is at work here. It is a part of a larger effort to convince the American people to turn their backs on civil rights laws and their universal protections, stoking division over debate. These bastards want to go back to the 1950s. They want to undo everything Malcolm X and everybody else has done. Bitch, I refuse. An ideological and notably extremist set of groups and individuals have detailed their anti-freedom agenda in Project 2025, a 900-plus page how-to guide for presidential administration hostile to civil rights laws we take for granted. In the document, white men are victims of the protection of the rights of people of color and women and LGBTQ people, particularly transgender people of all races. It explicitly wants to reverse the DEI revolution that it claims hurts men, that also includes putting an end to counting our residents under the census and capturing ways to understand whether or not an employer is discriminating by race, gender, and religion. Even as that literally includes protections for everyone, including white men. Imagine a sweeping set of laws that usher in extended lives, improved educational success for kids, and help people get better jobs. We not only celebrate it, we protect it. We have those laws on the books now. In its 60th year, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 advanced equal opportunity in myriad ways. In July 1964, schools, restaurants, public bathrooms, and even drinking fountains were strictly segregated through much of the South, while redlining and other forms of discrimination ran rampant in the North. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 added years, literally about 3 to 4 years, onto the life expectancy of Black people when healthcare had to open its once segregated doors. More Black students saw their education improve, while white students continued on the same educational footing. It helped to reduce intense segregation. Schools with 10% or less white students of Black students in Southern schools from 78% in 1978 to 24% in 1988. Thanks to employment protections, opportunities for Black workers, while still far from sufficient, got significantly better with less of a wage gap and less of an employment gap. This legislation helped protect every American from discrimination everywhere in our country, but we are far from finished. As borne out by data and research extremists want to block. Project 2025 maps out a plan to significantly undermine the federal government's power and to enforce the Civil Rights Act, of opening the door to reversing the gains we have made as a country and making more gains near impossible. It would mean that the Department of Education, which Project 2025 wants to shutter altogether, would not be able to investigate complaints of Asian, Latino, Muslim, or transgender children bullied and unprotected because of book bans and teaching behaviors that create a hostile environment for them. Imagine a Department of Justice that could no longer use its resources or investigation powers to determine whether or not police departments are systematically abusing Black or Brown or Native American communities. But these extremists are the few, and who we believe in rights are the majority. The Leadership Conference 2023 survey found that more than 80% of Americans are concerned about the loss of rights and freedoms today. Nearly 60% agreed with this statement. Americans' strength is in its diversity. We are a nation defined by the different people who have come together and put truth to the idea that we, the people, can accomplish anything together. That's the problem. You're trying to cultivate more crab mentality. To distract from what we agree on, extremists try to tell us the qualified or unqualified because they are women, women of color, transgender, or some other version of other. That's called discrimination and is exactly why we need the Civil Rights Act and federal enforcement. Many of the leading civil rights activists who worked to get the Civil Rights Act of 1964 signed into law didn't live to see the full scope of its impact. Instead, they did everything they could and passed the baton to us. Now it's our turn to protect that progress. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is the goddamn definition of DEI, is not the problem. Eviscerating civil rights laws is. I just wanted to say that because the dumbass went to that damn convention and kept asking that woman to describe and define DEI. It's in the title, you jackass. That's why it's an acronym. Acronyms are basically a definition. You bitch. Anyways, hey Nosa, how you doing, girl? I hope you're doing well.